I'm Samantha Neely, and I'm here today interviewing Lacey Neely, which happens to be my mom. And Lacey has been on and off physically active throughout her whole life, but has struggled keeping with a program. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Throughout her life. So I just wanted to interview her and kind of dive deeper into that. So to begin with, I want you to choose a program that you feel most comfortable with out of these 5 programs.
Okay.
So the programs that I set up were Walking with Calisthenics, a group fitness class at the gym. We have gym memberships at 24 Hour Fitness, and there are group classes like yoga and Zumba, different classes like that. A strength training program that involves some lifting, training for a half marathon, so longer distance running, or a HIIT workout. So out of those 5, which one do you feel that you feel most comfortable with?
I would say walking with calisthenics.
All right, why do you feel more comfortable with that over all the others?
Because the other ones kind of involve working in a gym or more intense workouts, and I'm more of a low impact kind of person.
Okay, perfect. So you would probably not want to be in a gym because...
Well, I have a gym membership, and I really don't care to go because I don't like working out in an environment where people would like be staring at me and watching me work out or judging me. I don't feel comfortable with that. I like to kind of be more private.
Got it. All right, so with that Walking with Calisthenics program, where would you feel most comfortable performing that exercise program?
Probably we have a high school, and we also have a workout area at the Sheriff's Academy nearby. It's like a track area.
Now, would that track have to be empty and not have people there?
No, because usually, and I've gone to this track before a couple different times, and basically it doesn't seem like people are standing around looking. They're into their running and what have you, so they're kind of into their own uh, programs, and it's not like standing around at the gym. They're waiting in between weights, and they're kind of like looking around, and I just don't like that environment.
Got it. All right, well, with specific exercise programs that you've tried in the past, which exercises do you feel most comfortable performing? Types of exercises?
I like to do like free weights, dumbbells, low weights, doing arm exercises, a lot of like leg lifts. I have like some band type of stuff that I do. Just kind of a low impact type of exercise.
All right, and then what exercises do you not feel comfortable performing necessarily? Whether that be because they're difficult for you or because you've never been taught properly how to do it?
Well, 2 that stand out are lunges. I do not like doing lunges, and one of the main reasons is because I have some knee issues, and it just kind of it hurts basically, and is not enjoyable at all. And the other thing is doing push-ups. Have not had good success with push-ups.
Now, have you ever been trained to do push-ups properly?
Well,
or gone through a program where somebody set up a program to lead you up to be able to do a push-up?
No, I haven't, but it's just always frustrating for me, and it's just kind of something that's kind of a wall, a barrier that I have that every time I try it, I get frustrated because I'm not very good at it.
Okay. All right. Well, we can change that. Now, people in your life that you can think of who could teach you these proper exercise techniques.
I actually feel like you have. You've been actually my cheerleader, my little mentor. We've gone to the track. We've actually gone to the gym a couple of times, and she's shown me exercises here at home, and I relate well with you because I don't feel like you're judging me, and I know you, so it makes me have a more positive experience.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Thank you that you feel comfortable with me. But I want you to think a little bit further on if I'm not here now, like when I'm out of college now and I'm back home, but when I was in undergrad and I would go off to school for 4 or 5 months at a time, you would struggle with that a little bit, and I'm sure you weren't trying new exercises and you weren't consistently staying with the program because you didn't have me there. So is there any other way that you could think of that maybe you wanted to learn a new exercise, but I wasn't necessarily there with you? How could you learn?
Probably I don't think I'd go to the gym and get some random person to help me. I think I'd probably go on good old YouTube and kind of look to see if I could, you know, figure out different exercises. I'd be more apt to do that, go on the internet versus go ask somebody.
Okay, so you would follow the instruction of a personal trainer on the internet, but just not in person.
Right.
Okay. Got it. All right. Now we kind of talked about a support system already. Once again, I'm going to ask you the question: who do you think would be a good training partner besides myself? We've already mentioned that, but can you think of anyone else that you might train with? Maybe somebody that one of your friends or anyone else that you'd feel comfortable with?
No, in fact, that's something I need to get over as far as I'm very concerned about being judged. And I just kind of like to work independently. Um, Again, I just don't want someone judging me by the way I do exercise or how little or how, what I choose to do. So it's kind of a little barrier I need to overcome.
Okay. Now, how would you feel if you were doing an exercise program with somebody who you perceive to be less capable than you, where you were the one that was doing all of the exercises?
It's not being better than someone or trying to be, the top dog. It's just I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter if there was someone who was less than, less experienced in exercise or however you would word it, but it's not about that. It's just about I like kind of to work solo.
Independently. Okay. Now I want to move on to experiences that you have had with exercise in the past, and thinking back, I know you've gone through a large period of not having a whole lot of physical activity, but I want you to think back to a time where you felt a sense of accomplishment, or you felt really confident doing an exercise, or just pure enjoyment while doing an exercise. Can you think of anything?
It probably would be the period of time when I used to competitively roller skate and compete, in competitions and go to a skating rink and practice regularly and would work out a couple hours a day for 4 to 5 days a week. And that was really enjoyable because I don't know, I guess with the skating and doing routines to the music and such, I've actually felt a sense of enjoyment. And when I get out on the rink and do my routine, I felt like some sense of freedom and expression. So I did enjoy that.
Okay. So ever since then, though, would you say that you don't enjoy exercise?
I don't enjoy exercise.
Okay.
I mean, I do it because I know it's good for my health, but I don't enjoy it.
Okay. Well, I want to point out that maybe we can find something like roller skating. Maybe that's not something that you can do anymore, but maybe something similar to it that you can kind of get into so that you can enjoy it again, because exercise should be enjoyable in any sort of form. So let's see. We kind of talked about some barriers that you've had doing exercise programs consistently in the past, but can you elaborate on that? You've kind of already mentioned.
Yeah, one of my main barriers is I don't enjoy going to a gym, just because, for one, I don't like people, looking at me and or judging me. I feel like they might be looking at me and judging me on how I'm doing an exercise or how I'm not up to their standards. And also, I don't feel comfortable with getting like a personal trainer or something because it's like a stranger. I don't really know them. And again, I feel like, they would be judging me, maybe because I would not do an exercise the proper way and kind of look funny doing it, or, I was weak. So yeah, that's kind of big, huge barrier. Another reason that I don't exercise on a regular basis is I do have trouble with my knees, and sometimes, some days are better than others, and so that's a barrier as well. But I try to sometimes work through it or do some other kind of exercises that won't affect my knee area.
Okay. And I have one more that I can think of that I hear sometimes when I say, why don't you exercise every day?
Oh, also, I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
I should make time for myself, but there's some days my to-do list is quite long and I just don't make time for it.
Right. And last but not least, considering all of the strategies that I've kind of mentioned previously in this interview, whether you realize they were strategies or not, have you tried implementing them in any sort of exercise program that you've done, whether that be having an accountability partner or a training partner, or having an exercise program that you've actually gotten to choose and be comfortable with, and choose the location and be comfortable with, different things like that to help you kind of stick with that program? Have you tried implementing those in the past? And if so, which ones have worked?
Yeah, I've actually tried implementing them, and I usually, again, I don't really like to have like a partner. I mean, like when you're here, I enjoy working out with you, and because she pushes me, and I don't feel like I'm being judged. I feel like she truly cares. But I kind of make up my own little workout program from exercise videos that I see on the internet, and on I follow a couple different exercise uh, professionals that are on Instagram, and I choose out exercises, but I really don't have a in place program.
Mm-hmm.
So there hasn't really been anything that's been successful. I just exercise at random.
You have used workout partners before in the past though, and you do feel like that helps you maybe a little bit if you feel comfortable with them?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really had a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I've mainly been solo.
Okay.
So.
All right. And then as far as choosing programs that you feel comfortable with, do you feel like you kind of narrowed yourself into a box of what exercise looks like? That you could maybe expand your idea of what exercise is?
Yeah, I mean, I think I can expand. It would depend upon the exercises and where the exercises would take place and such. But yeah, I mean, I'm open and willing to be, expand my exercising.
Expand your exercising horizons.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for spending time to allow me to interview you, and that was very helpful. Thank you for your time.